I recently got the TicWatch Pro 3 Ultra GPS to test out, and I gotta say, this is an eye-opening experience since it is so different from what I have used before. When it comes to the real smartwatches with all the real smart features, I've only been using Samsung's offerings back from the Tizen days and all the way to the new Galaxy Watch 4, where it is a weird hybrid between Samsung's One UI and also Google's Wear OS. And so that means technically the TicWatch Pro 3 Ultra GPS is AOSP in a sense for the watch. So let's talk about it. So we start off with the hardware, and this is where the TicWatch Pro 3 Ultra GPS shines the brightest, because there are a few design elements that I truly like while it's wrapped in this minimalist design and also retaining a very thin bezel all around the watch, and yet it is also very stylish at the same time, with some text printed on the rim of this bezel here to indicate time, as in the seconds and hours, and it is also textured with a helical gear kind of shape, I guess. And combined with those minimalist analog watch faces or those custom watch faces that I got from TimeFlick, it looks really amazing on this watch here. And speaking of the display, when I first unboxed it, I kind of realized that the display was a bit hazy, so I continued using it for a while, and then I realized there's actually two screens stacked on top of each other. So let me explain how this works. So we have a 1.4-inch rounded AMOLED screen with a resolution of 454 by 454 at the bottom layer, and then there's another FSTN layer display at the top. So this implementation is kind of funky. It can also improve your battery life while also improving readability outdoors during a sunny day. And that is because the FSTN display is literally just an LCD screen at the top that we've come to be accustomed with, like those Casio watches from back in the days. And that display doesn't require that much power compared to the OLED screen. And it kind of acts like an AOD at the same time, because it also provides quite a lot of information on the FSTN screen. And the AMOLED screen underneath it though is pretty similar to what we've seen on other watches. One thing I really want to highlight is that the brightness level on this AMOLED screen is kind of weird. We only have a total of 5 different levels of brightness. And if we turn on auto brightness, we only have 3 different offset levels to choose from. And the brightness is either way too bright or way too dim. I'll leave it at auto with high offset all the time because it's better that way. That aside, this watch also has a total of 2 buttons, one at the top here to go to the home menu, and then one at the bottom here to skip directly into the workout modes available on this watch. So that is pretty standard here. And we also have a set of microphone and speakers on this watch, so I can listen to calls directly with the watch, which sounds stupid, but that actually became a feature that I use on a daily basis right now. And then one of my favorite things about this watch here is the strap. So this watch is using a floral rubber material, as what they've stated on their website. It kind of feels like silicone, but it is much more comfortable. It doesn't stick to itself, so if I want to wear it out, yeah, it's really simple to wear and also take out at the same time. Let me just do it real quick here. And this material is also really thick with some look-alike like a tire threading, so it doesn't really heat up my wrist that much, even if I sweat. If you still want to change the strap away, then you can just unlatch the strap from the bottom and replace it with any other 22mm straps of your liking. So how is it like to actually use the TicWatch Pro 3 Ultra GPS then? Well, it's quite decent, and it's just that the software part is a little bit messy. Let me show you why. To use the TicWatch Pro 3 Ultra GPS, we have to install Google's Wear OS app from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. And you can use this on both platforms, by the way. But as you can see here, on both of these platforms, the app rating has a lot of 1-star rating. And after pairing the TicWatch with the Wear OS app, we don't really have much options available here. There are a few watch faces to choose from, but I ended up downloading TimeFlick and Facer anyway because I like their offerings much more. And then we can also select the tiles here. I mean, it's pretty standard. Tiles here means that it's the widgets available if you swipe from left to right in the home screen, and that's pretty much it. And then we have the notifications here. We don't really have much control here other than just these 2 options available. I really want something like syncing the do not disturb mode from my phone and the watch together. For example, if I set DND on my watch, then my phone should also go into DND mode at the same time. Just like how I should schedule DND on my phone so it's silent at night, then the watch should also have the DND setting too, but it doesn't happen on this watch. And I also want to highlight the vibration of this TicWatch here. You see, vibrations is supposed to make me feel the vibration on my wrist, so I know there's something going on. But instead, this watch vibrates to the point that I can hear the vibration, but I cannot feel the vibration. So yeah, it's just like it's like something's loose inside. And then we also have Google Assistant on this watch as well, which is really nice, but it doesn't actually run Google Home routines, so I can't use this watch to control my room's lights, at least not completely to the way that I want it to be.
The next few hours look clear. Tonight in Seri Kembangan, there's a moderate chance of rain from about midnight until tomorrow around 9 AM.
And lastly, we also have something called Advanced Settings menu here, which honestly, it's nothing much that we can do here. So we'll need to jump into the second app, which is called Mobvoi, formerly known as the TicWatch app. I would just say that the Mobvoi app is optional because the amount of features available here is not really necessary for you to monitor anyway. So we have a dashboard here showing all of the health activities logged on the watch. And then we also have another menu here to show some status of the watch, which I think is just not really helpful because there's nothing in this app. If we tap into settings menu, then it's empty. Other than that, downloading apps like TimeFlick and Facer onto this watch here is pretty straightforward and also identical to the Samsung Galaxy Watch 4 that I'm using. So you can either browse the Google Play Store on the watch, which is something new, or use the Play Store directly on the phone to install it on your watch. And the battery life of the TicWatch is also pretty good too. I got about 1.5 days out of a single charge with all of the fancy health tracking turned on, including sleep mode, heart rate monitoring, SpO2 monitoring, everything. So yeah, I would say I will still need to charge it daily, but it's good to know that I can wear this watch for one full day without worrying about the battery life. However, the charger though is disappointing. As you can see here, this is the charger. It doesn't use Qi wireless charging, so you need to carry this cable with you if you want to go travel and use this watch at the same time because it's using a 2 pogo pin kind of charger. So you can only use this cable to charge this watch if you want to carry it with you. So at the end of the day, for the price of 1,399, it's definitely a very good premium smartwatch, and the fact that it can use between Apple and Android devices is already one big benefit that a lot of people can enjoy, and it's also having a beautiful high quality display, two of them actually, and I am really liking this watch overall. It's just that Wear OS, Google's part, they need to fix up some of the synchronization issues like DND and whatnot. So yeah, that's it. That's all we have to share with you about the TicWatch Pro 3 Ultra GPS. Yes, it's a mouthful of a name, and if you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section below. See you guys in the next video.